So this shouldn't take too long, I don't think. My kid's video and Lisa's video is only 3 minutes long. No, Christian tonight. He's going to do a separate thing. I don't know what he's doing. He's going to completely surprise me with it. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know what he's. But he has to work tonight.
Bengals pick because I guarantee. I mean, everyone knows. Oh, he's all in.
Oh, he's all in.
It's kind of confusing for my end because he got that put a Chiefs shirt on one time, picking against him. And now he's all who day, and I'm very confused.
Welcome to the Packers family. I am Damon.
And I'm Luke.
And today we are going to be making our Super Bowl pick. There's really not a whole lot to say about the lead up to this game because everybody else is already saying it. If you look around anywhere, it's all about the Super Bowl. And if you would have asked me at the beginning of the year, if the Bengals would be in the Super Bowl, I would have said you are absolutely crazy. But yet here we are. It's the Bengals, it's the Rams, and it's in LA for the second straight year. A team gets to host their own Super Bowl, though technically, don't forget, the Bengals are actually the home team, even though the Rams are in their own stadium. But it's the Bengals, they're the home team. So
that's why they had a flipper outside the stadium a few days ago for the away team. Yeah.
I love that. That's so fantastic. But oh man, let's talk about the teams a little bit. Luke, what do you got on the Bengals?
Yeah, Bengals, they've been fighting through. Each playoff game's been fairly close. The Raiders game, they controlled it a little more than the score, in my opinion, but they got that done. The 9 sacks didn't phase Burrow. The offense for the Titans just didn't quite show up. And then, the second half for the Chiefs was ungood. And since the offense, we gave them a short field off an interception in the second half. That's our defense wasn't really our problem. We just couldn't close the deal on the offensive side, but we move on and we'll see how they fare this time against the Rams. They got another going up against the Rams D line versus the Bengals O line. That's the story. I'd say we know the Donald and company will be coming after him. And Ramsey versus Chase. He'll have a elite corner to match up against, and we'll see how that goes. Stafford or Burrow, who's going to get their first Super Bowl win? Both number one picks, different paths, obviously. Stafford first year with the Rams, and with all those years with the Lions, and Burrow will be around for a while. Only his second season already in the Super Bowl. It's kind of crazy, but I think the Rams will be able to adjust. McVay will learn from some of the Super Bowl 53 against the Pats. I think remember some report came out he was like over preparing or something because he was facing Belichick and stuff. And I think the Rams will be able to take care of business and get the W in Super Bowl 56.
Yeah, it's interesting on how you were kind of breaking down, especially on the Bengals side of things at first. Unlike you basically you're talking about the Titans and how they were able to overcome those 9 sacks, and then the Chiefs, they were able to I wouldn't even say they were really necessarily overcoming those things. It's like the Bengals had that they get hit and they're not going to stay down mentality. I feel like if the Titans really wanted to win that game, they really needed to sack Joe Burrow 20 times to have a chance, because he's just going to keep getting back up. And it just seems like against the Chiefs, like you talked about, and as I was looking into it, it's like as I was looking into it, the Chiefs couldn't put them away. It wasn't like the Bengals really did anything completely different. I know they did some defensive schematics a little differently in the second half. I know they were basically just rushing 3 and 4 the second half of the game and playing a lot more DBs, but I feel like that was happening to the Chiefs all season. So it's really not like a big adjustment or anything. Honestly, they probably already had that planned a little bit. It's just like really the Chiefs kind of shot themselves in the foot there. And then if you look at even the wild card game against the Raiders, I mean, they still had to stop Derek Carr at the end of the game. So it does seem like the Bengals had a lot of things bounce their way. But there's something to be said about that in itself, though. Like, they put themselves in position to be able to achieve certain aspects of that. And there is something about momentum. So I'm going to pause there, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Rams, because you went and talked about that defense for the Rams and Matthew Stafford on the offensive side of things. They seem like they have the better team, especially like you look on paper, you look at the defense, like their defensive line is amazing. I mean, you put Aaron Donald on any defensive line, that defensive line is automatically going to be considered amazing. And then you got and then you put Von Miller on it. It's like, are you kidding me? And then you have the back end, Jalen Ramsey, and they're supposed to get Taylor Rapp back for this game too. And the defense is just really, really superstar based. And then you look at the offense, and it is also superstar based. They got a decent to good offensive line. Matthew Stafford is at quarterback. Now, Matthew Stafford's stats don't look much different from Jared Goff's stats from when they went to the Super Bowl, but there's got to be something to said about, Matthew Stafford compared to Jared Goff. And it's not even really comparing apples to oranges. Matthew Stafford's way better. Then you got Cooper Kupp and probably what would be considered like his prime years. And then you got Odell Beckham Jr. out there on there. And then, I mean, you could go on and on talking about the superstar power of the Rams. Now, they're not going to be able to keep it probably the next couple of years, but that's why they got to win now.
They built their identity with this, and that's chips are all in. So
literally, and that's what they said when they were going in for Odell Beckham and Von Miller. They literally did that meme on Twitter, like literally showing a guy pushing all his chips in. He's like, we're all in. And I think it would be great if they lost personally, because I'm like, I kind of hate that mentality. But I mean, I'm also a Packer fan. That's not the mentality. I want to be able to be in it every year instead of, I don't know. But I digress. The Rams should win. And in all honesty, I should pick the Rams. But I feel like the Bengals, they should have lost to the Chiefs. I feel like the Bengals probably should have lost to the Titans. And in all honesty, they probably should have even lost to the Raiders. But they didn't. They didn't. I mean, they didn't. They should have, but they didn't. And I just don't think they know any better. As I said in the AFC Championship video, I ended up picking the Chiefs, but they don't know any better. They don't know when to die. They don't know how to die. Like, the Titans had them dead, but they refused to die. The Chiefs had them dead, but they refused to die. I saw a thing. If they're down 31 points at halftime, they're still not out of it. I wouldn't count them out because they're the Bengals. They're not going to die very easily. And because of that momentum they've gotten, don't get me wrong, the Rams have momentum too, but they don't have any momentum compared to what the Bengals got going on for them. They were 4-12 last season, and yet they're in the Super Bowl. That kind of storybook kind of situation, it's hard to beat. So for me, Kitty goes meow. I'm going the Cincinnati Bengals. Luke, am I insane?
Oh no! I mean, just riding the wave.
I'm riding it, man.
Just join Christian on that wagon ride there. It's
I might have been.
I'm going to join you. I have my personal reasons to not choose them, but plus I like Donald. I mean, there's rarely elite defenders nowadays, and he is it. I mean, good grief.
Now, I'm not really partial to I'm not like, oh, I'm a hardcore Bengals fan. I'm not saying I'm a hardcore Rams fan either. I'm actually happy about both of the teams that are in it. If my team can't be in it, then I'm okay with this.
I mean, I'm not obviously a Rams fan. It's just I usually like new teams in. I mean, the Bengals are the new team, but but then they've beaten the Chiefs twice. Go back to my college fandom. Burrow and Chase beat Bama. I mean, and I just now that Brady's gone, I got to have someone to dislike, and he's there. And then Stafford. I mean, after all those tumultuous years in Detroit, I mean, I can't be mad if he wins. I mean, I know former Rams fans that are in St. Louis aren't going to be happy. I know one specifically that no, he does not want this to happen because of a certain person named Kroenke. But
Stan Kroenke. Stan is not the man, Kroenke. I'm actually with you. Like, if the Rams win, I'm not going to be upset or anything because I just feel like, man, what a slap to the face to the Detroit Lions that Matthew Stafford's first year leaving that team, he goes on and goes to the Super Bowl. That alone is enough, but they comes out and wins it. I like Matthew Stafford quite a bit. He's a likable guy. I like his style of play. He's fun to watch, and he's just a really good guy. And so I wouldn't be opposed to the Rams winning or anything. I just, for the Cincinnati Bengals, I think I am riding that wave a little bit. Okay. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's the Super Bowl. My team's not in it. I'm going to have fun with it best I can. Ultimately, it's always going to be go Packers. I'm going to be rooting for the Bengals personally this game, but I am not going to be opposed to the Rams win. And really, it's not, I don't really want the Rams to win, but I want Matthew Stafford to win, if that makes any sense. And so, and I do want Aaron Donald to win because I think I want him to really solidify his legacy as one of the top defensive linemen to ever play the game.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like you'll be less upset if you're wrong on your pick. If the Rams win, then I will be if I'm wrong on my pick. I know how I'm feeling, so it's
yep.
Burrow, he'll be around. He's not going anywhere. AFC's loaded. AFC playoffs are going to be popcorn watching TV for the next 10 years. It's going to be great. Mahomes, Herbert, Allen, Burrow, Lamar. I mean, if Jacksonville has any resemblance of
any form of good coaching,
they have Trevor Lawrence. If they can do something now with Doug Peterson. But
there's our picks. Luke is going with the Rams. I'm going with the Bengals. I think we both know how Christian's going to go. So, Luke, you got anything else?
That's it from my side.
All right. Well, everybody, make sure you do subscribe, like this, share it. And when it's all said and done on Sunday, just remember, go Pack, go.
Go Chiefs.